Good day, everyone. Ali Safi here, Safi Financial Network. Today is June 11, 2025. All right, S&P 500. We just got a doji bar here. Market goes down to 6,023. Market just went to higher high and coming back down, especially last hour. The trading session, we got a news geopolitical tension is going to escalate in potentially Middle East. The uh, U.S. Military defense. They just defense minister. They just asked their diplomats and citizens in Iraq to evacuate embassy and Iraq area as soon as possible. So all speculative kind of like a news is coming that we may see some kind of like uh, tensions coming up, especially because we will have potentially a very important meeting in IAEA, and tomorrow it's going to be Iran's discussion. So that's going to be very, very important as well. If everything goes as based on this path, we should see Iran and U.S. negotiation is going to fail, and potentially the next phase is going to be military phase, and that's not going to be good for anyone. And we should see some kind of like tensions spiking up over there in that area. And market just formed very, very modest correction today. They're just waiting for the confirmation. However, based on the technicals that we were talking about, so here is the three drive pattern that I was talking about this a while ago. And we are just forming in this wedge. We got kind of like a breakout, but coming back down. If we don't get any kind of like a rally, sharp rally to the upside, that could be kind of like a false breakout, and we can see some kind of like a downside. If market goes below this 59.31, that's very, very important, just because the market is poised for another potential correction to this gap fill, which is going to be sizable correction, almost 300 to the downside for S&P 500, which is going to be 5%. And that would be a very healthy market if you see that, because that correction gives us a next buying setup or buying opportunity around that area. So stay tuned. We will see how it goes. Put your cash on the side, because I believe that cash is going to be king, especially down the road when we get some more correction. Nasdaq is the same. We got kind of like reacted nicely to this trend line here. Again, the same scenario. We are forming in this bearish wedge. If you see that, so we are kind of like a stocking in that range. Market is just going up and down. Whenever we get to this higher highs, the market rejected, Nasdaq rejected, and whenever we are getting to this low, higher low, it's going to be bite back up. So you may see some kind of like a rally, very sharp rally to new all-time high, or correction before the next rally. So that would be the scenario that I'm looking at. To be honest, scenario number two is very, very nice setup, I would say, because if we get rally, then we're going to see a very sharp sell-off after that. But if we get a correction, then rally, that would be a perfect buying setup or buying opportunity. So let's wait for that one. I would say lots of individual names are forming or giving us the information about scenario number two. Moving on to Dow, which was positive today, actually, compared to the other names, still bullish consolidation. However, sellers took control. Again, for Dow, I would say military names at the beginning of day, so they were sold off just because China and U.S. Tariff negotiation went very well, and people think that there is not going to be war or any kind of like a geopolitical tensions. But later on, you will see that geopolitical tension news is escalating in Middle East area. So as I said before, a military and kind of like a heavy value names is going to be a good potential buying opportunity for the first week of July until almost all the way to the August, just because heavy value names are kind of like a depreciating down for a while right now, and we should see some kind of like a rallies coming back or money is coming back to those names. Names like a United Health in healthcare, names like a Lockheed Martin or General Dynamic, or even Boeing just was exponentially higher. Today was kind of like a negative as well. So we may see some kind of like a pullback for those ones who are stretching to the upside. But I would say Dow could give us a nice buying setup for the next few days. Gold at the same time going higher today. This is exactly what we were expecting for. If gold is getting above 3,400, we are going to see a nice rally to this 3650, 3700. So we will see how it goes, but I would say gold is poised for another rally to the upside. Moving on to silver, the same scenario here. You see that silver is just going down today and going down, but this is kind of like the scenario that I'm looking at for a consolidation or maybe a correction move to the downside for a next rally. Still 40 to 44 is coming down the road, so we'll see how it goes. Moving on to crude, which was kind of like very, very nicely to the upside today, especially with these geopolitical tensions. You see that this candle is surging to the upside. Very nice move. We got above this 66 and shorting F66 hold. We're gonna see 72 is coming. As I said before, crude is just getting kind of like a bullish and bullish momentum. Today's CPI number was lower than expectation, but that was a nice pivot just because when crude is going up, this means inflation is gonna going back up again. But crude 68, even 72, it doesn't impact too much on inflation. Look at the trend here. So since 2024, crude was 80. Right now, around 67, 68. So even if it goes to 72, it doesn't mean that inflation is going to come back. If it breaking through above 74, 75, then crude is going to escalating upside to 100 to 108. So we will see how it goes. Moving on to individual names, starting with Bitcoin. Bitcoin just going back to the downside. Some kind of like an evening star forming. I would say this is going to be a consolidation for the next rally. If Bitcoin take out this new all-time high, then it can go to blue sky rally to new all-time high, brand new all-time high, and I would say 130 to 135 is coming down the road. Ethereum is the same. We got doji bar after yesterday breakout, but Ethereum, if it consolidates here, this is going to be the last tranche for bears to suppress the price, because Ethereum easily, I would say, can just recapture these highs here. And that's going to be a very nice scenario. As I said before, Ethereum above this breakout, it could be a very nice, solid momentum to the upside. So wait for that one. Bond yield just going down today due to CPI number lower than expectation. So bond yield down means a weaker dollar is coming down the road. Treasury at the same time going higher today. I would say Treasury is forming a very nice scenario for another rally potential at 93, 94. VIX, kind of like a doji bar today, closed positive, a $17 due to tensions. I would say VIX is forming for a nice bottom. We may see some kind of like a rally to the upside, 27, 29. Dixie downtick as well due to CPI number. Dixie is going down. I would say Dixie is poised for another advance to potentially 96, 97. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to individual name, Apple. Here is the scenario that I'm looking at. Apple is just forming for another drive down to 185, 190. So we will see if that one goes down all the way to here. That would be a perfect buying opportunity for Apple. So let's see how it goes. Amazon is the same. We just got a nice sell-off today here as well. So if Amazon goes down to 196, 190, even 200 level, we should take it as a good buying opportunity. Meta is the same. It's just forming a nice setup, bearish setup. So it goes to this gap, this white range bar. Probably we're going to see some sell-off all the way to 640. But after that, we may see some kind of like a bottom. We'll see. Microsoft at the same time, just going higher, new closing all-time high today, even after hours, it goes higher, 475. That's great. That's great move for Microsoft. If you're a shareholder of this, and we are happy with that one. Google, it's pretty close to this supply area here, around 185. And then going back down today, the same as Meta, the same as Amazon, the same as Apple. I would say crude, if it goes down to this area, which is going to be this nice breakout zone here. So you see that here's the white range bar, breakout zone 163, 169. That would be a perfect buying setup. So we'll see how it goes. Netflix, uptick today, bullish Harami, but I would say this is going to be just a dead cat bounce. If it goes down, you shouldn't be surprised. Tesla, same time, just a gapped up going down. I would say Tesla after rally, recent rally, we should just give it benefit of doubt for a cool down, potentially to kind of like a forming another higher low here, somewhere around 300, then getting back to the upside. Moving on to SMH, which is semiconductor index. After several, I would say, weeks, you see that SMH is going down. So this is a nice bullish consolidation, and SMH just after nice rally, getting to this pivotal point, getting to this gap area, we're just to see the reversal. So reversal is going to be a good potential for a next sell-off, potentially corrective move to the downside. SOX, the same pattern here, it's just going up and then going down after just a gapped up. So SOX forming a nice dark cloud pattern. And if that dark cloud continues to the downside, I would say it can retest this breakout zone around 208, 212. NVIDIA, the same time, I don't know what's wrong with that chart, but NVIDIA just going down today. I have no idea, to be honest, why NVIDIA is like this. But anyway, so NVIDIA down to today, and this is kind of like the exhaustive rally, I would say. This is very, very exhaustive, and NVIDIA can go down for a correction move. AMD just nicely getting back to the upside, but going down. There is a nice divergence here. I would say AMD correction to this 106, 112 could be a great buying opportunity for the next one, 132, 140. Moving on to Taiwan Semiconductor, 214 here, Taiwan. So it's just going to this gap and nicely reacted. This is exactly what we were expecting for. Texas Instrument bearish engulfing at this pivotal point. We may go down to 187, 186. Lam Research just touched 91.08 and then getting back to the downside. Not a huge candle today, but still a reversal is formed there. Moving on to financials, XLF doji bar here. It doesn't move actually that much, but if market gives us correction, that means Dow is going to go down as well. The same here, KBE going down today, KRE bearish engulfing as well. JP Morgan just doji bar. We may see some kind of like a pullback to 254, and also Goldman Sachs just going higher today, going against the other names in the industry, but I would say Goldman can follow the industry as well. Bank of America going down today, Wells Fargo going down 74.93 cents. Moving on to gold miners getting back up. I would say the correction is over. If gold price is going higher, I would say gold miner can follow. And GDXJ, the same pattern here, bullish Harami, AEM, nicely getting back to the upside. Seems like accumulation is forming here. Newmont is the same, nice bull flag, bullish candle, bullish hammer here today, not bull flag, just going higher. And I would say if this one take out this 54.55, then it can go higher to 59.60. Moving on to XLE, which is energy spider. This head and shoulder obviously didn't trigger it, and that's kind of like a happy face for me, just because I didn't like this head and shoulder. I wanted this one is getting back to the upside. Potentially we're going to see gap fill here and also gap window somewhere around 89. Moving on to Exxon is the same. You're getting to this pivotal point, but if it consolidates here, we're going to go higher. And Chevron here nicely getting back above this pivotal high. I would say Chevron can go to 151. All right, folks, I believe I covered everything. If you like this video, please smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and have a good one. See you on the chart. Bye-bye.